Another big win on Sunday, Shauna, 6-1 against Aberystwyth to preserve our spot at the top of the table.
Yeah, it's one that the girls worked really hard for, and some of the mistakes that we made the week before we worked on in training, and they showed again that they could go and put those wrongs right, and we're in a really good space at the moment following the last two victories over the last two weekends, so really looking forward now to Sunday.
Well, it was a good performance from the whole squad. Four players, Maria Francis-Jones, Chantal Tia, Tiggy Webb and Lexi Jones were included in the team of the week, so great to see those players get their recognition.
Absolutely, and a few of them there are new players as well, and the girls that we've brought in, and I think it goes to show why we brought them in and why they're here now at TNS. And when we went on that recruitment drive, it was to add value to the group, add experience, and that shows now that we've probably had one of the best starts that we've ever had at TNS Women. And it's not just down to those girls, but ultimately the girls around them support those girls, and it's what's led them to be in Team of the Week. And no doubt it will continue, and if they carry on performing the way that they do, hopefully next week we'll have some more players in there as well.
Well, it is our toughest test of the season so far this weekend. We travel to Cardiff City, the defending champions. They were in Champions League action just 3 weeks ago, so that shows the strength of the test we face this weekend.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's one we're looking forward to. It's nothing to discredit the last two games that we've had, but this whole time we knew that we would perform well against Barry and Aber, and it's one that we went into those games with full confidence, where it's our first big challenge against one of those big clubs. And when you look around the dressing room and you listen to the conversation that girls are having, it's a game now that we're actually looking forward to. And fast forward 12 months ago, if you would have asked me if you would have had that mindset going into a Cardiff City game, playing at Cardiff City Stadium, I don't think it would have been that mindset. So it's a credit to the environment that the girls have created, but also it's one that we feel that we're prepared for now, and most definitely looking forward to.
Well, despite going close on a number of occasions, we've never actually beaten the Bluebirds, so needless to say, you'll be looking to change that this weekend.
Yeah, of course, and again, you've got to show Cardiff some respect, you know what I mean? But it's not one where we want to give them too much time and space on the ball. We're going to treat Sunday like any other game, whether they've just played Champions League a couple of weeks ago or not. It's one that we're really focused on, and we want to make sure we go there and show credit to ourselves that we are a different team now, and we are forward thinking, and we've shown the last 2 weeks the way that we can overcome hurdles and constantly fight and be ruthless in possession and out. But it's one that I do feel like we're ready for, and we're ready to go and give it a good go this weekend.
Following the win against Aberystwyth on Sunday, that's now 6 consecutive victories spanning across 2 seasons. We go into the game as one of the league's informed teams, so in terms of confidence, we couldn't be in a better position.
Yeah, and again, we know the challenges that we've got coming up at the weekend, but ultimately we are in good form at the moment, and spirits are high and confidence is really high as well. Like I just touched on there, we know that it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be the toughest one yet this season, but it's one that we're ready for, and we're excited for. And as long as those feelings remain the same for the rest of the week in the build up to that game, I think we'll be in a strong position come Sunday when we're stepping onto that pitch, that the minute we cross over the white line, we're ready to go and give it to them, really.
That's been a change of venue, of course. It's now going to be played at the Cardiff City Stadium, so that's a great opportunity for our players to go and showcase their talents at an international stadium.
Yeah, and it's one that the girls deserve. Over the last few years, we've not been a team that's been called up for these big stadium games against the big team. So now that we're getting called up for those games, it's one that we'll really thrive on, and it's one that we'll enjoy. And no matter what the result, it's a big occasion for us, and hopefully in the future we'll get more teams that will offer us those opportunities as well.
One session done, another still to come tonight. How's training and preparations been going ahead of the trip to the capital?
Yeah, really good. Like you touched on there, the spirits in camp are really high, and it's an environment that's really healthy at the moment, that not only are the girls checking and challenging each other on pitch, but also off pitch. We've already covered analysis this week, and the mood in camp's really high. So it's one that we want to maintain going into tonight's session. But ultimately now we've got a couple of days off pitch as well, where we just need to make sure we keep pushing each other away from training and away from park call, and make sure that we're ready to go into Sunday's game.
And then just finally, what's the situation looking like in terms of injuries and availability, in particular Caitlin Chapman and Tia Lockley, 2 familiar names that have been missing in the early weeks of the season?
Yeah, they were unfortunate to miss out on the last couple of squads due to slight niggles, but going into Sunday, we're at full squad now, where like I think I said the same last week, we've got some difficult decisions to make, especially going into Sunday's game with it being Cardiff City. But it's a headache that we'd rather have, especially now that Tia and Caitlin are back fit, ready to be selected for the squad should we see fit.